what if Goku was gay in space? He does that himself with his mouth every video.
He does, yeah.
Hey guys, MasakoX here. It's that special time of year where we celebrate the beauty, diversity, and strength of the LGBTQ community. And there's no character on this channel who embodies all three of these things like Gay Goku. Except maybe Captain F. It's high time we return for a third part of What If Goku Was Gay? A threequel, you could say. If you're just hearing about this for the first time, we highly recommend you check out the playlist and give the other two parts a watch first. But even for those who have, a quick refresher is in order. Last time, the Saiyan saga played out largely the same as in canon, except Chi-Chi and Bulma refused to let Boxer go it alone out there with Piccolo. Inserting themselves into his training did wonders for his confidence, as well as his ability to tap into his hidden power. All the while, Piccolo became fond of all three of them, despite only admitting it with his final breath. After a routine battle with Vegeta, and a customarily long and awkward conversation with Krillin about certain things he may have said regarding the prince's cuteness, Goku is left in hospital while the Briefs and Krillin fly off to Namek in pursuit of its Dragon Balls. First and foremost, there is no fake Namek. Moving on. Once the four arrive on real Namek, they all see that this won't be the simple trip they had hoped for when they spot not one, but two pods streaking across the sky. They're all trembling at the thought of another run-in with Vegeta, let alone whoever his friend is. Right now, Chi-Chi's regretting not leaving Boxer home with his grandparents. Their first instinct is to climb right back onto that ship and get out of Dodge, but then they can't just let Vegeta have the Dragon Balls on this planet. Bulma rushes to contact Earth and alert Master Roshi to the situation, while Krillin and Chi-Chi ponder on what to do. Chi-Chi's heart twists at the thought of having to say goodbye to them, but it's certainly better than them being in harm's way. She nods. Right. But wait! Boxer pipes up. But I want to help! Chi-Chi frowns at him, setting a hand on his head. I know you do, sweetie, but I don't want you in any danger that we can avoid. Bulma pops out of the ship, catching the conversation in progress. She's not sure which is scarier to her, being on this planet or leaving her wife alone on it. Ultimately, she chooses the lesser of two evils. Your mother's right, Boxer. You and I should... Just then, the three martial artists detect two approaching energies. Two aliens wearing the same armor and scouter as the Saiyans. Soldiers sent to investigate their power levels. Chi-Chi and Krillin are able to dispose of these two goons nearly immediately, but not before one of them gets a shot at their spaceship, stranding the whole lot of them there. Now that it's become apparent that Vegeta's buddies, or his employers, or someone connected to him is on this planet using those devices to track them down, they realize they need to get out of the open. Hiding their power levels and grabbing the capsules from the ship, the four take shelter in a cave. Right as they're coming down from their initial panic, all of them sense an enormous power approaching. Frieza and his squad of soldiers fly right past them, and, after a quick check of the radar, it becomes clear. The Dragon Balls are with them. Naturally, our heroes want to investigate further, but in this scenario, Boxer is not going with them. When they were back on Earth, Chi-Chi understood that a conflict with the Saiyans was inevitable, that Boxer had to fight. But here, after sensing that guy's ki up close, it's a hope of hopes that he never has to fight that. Boxer still wants to help, but his disappointment is somewhat softened when Bulma tells him how grateful she is that he'll be here to watch their backs, just in case another one of those patrols is creeping around. He puffs out his chest and lets her know that they won't be getting past him. Sweet boy, brave boy. And so, Krillin and Chi-Chi head out after the baddies, with Chi-Chi putting on a familiar piece of headgear. That little gift we mentioned Bulma making for her? Yeah, better keep that handy at a time like this. We now find ourselves at the Namekian village, where our heroes witness the tense scene as Frieza and his goons terrorize the inhabitants. Mori destroys the scouters, Dodoria eradicates their warriors, and Frieza kills Cargo, horrifying his brother Dende, as well as Krillin and Chi-Chi. Now, would ฉิ:ʰᵃ recklessly throw herself in harm's way for Dende, the way Gohan did in canon? I would say so. Seeing these creeps treat defenseless civilians, even children, that way? Her blood has got to be boiling. Where do you think Gohan got that ʰᵃᵃᵃ temper anyway? Before Dodoria can finish Dende off, he eats a kick straight to the face, sending him careening headfirst into one of the houses. By the time he's pulled himself out and begun to ask, enraged, "How dare you? Ox Cutter!" The center of Chi-Chi's helmet suddenly shines brightly, the mechanics within drawing upon her natural ki like a battery. A yellow blade of energy, not dissimilar to Krillin's destructo disc, flies out on command and slices clean through the brute's hand. Watching on, Zarbon and Frieza can hardly believe it. ฉิ:ʰᵃ can hardly believe it, having acted out in blind impulse just then. But while she may have done some damage, he's far from beaten. Dodoria howls and clutches at his wrist, wide and furious eyes settling on ฉิ:ʰᵃ. Unhinging his jaw, he charges a beam from his mouth to incinerate her, and the Namekian for making a fool of him. But Krillin is able to tackle them out of the way at the last moment. He scoops them up into the air and yells at ฉิ:ʰᵃ, saying they need to get out of here. As she watches Dodoria's attack engulf half the village in its light, she snaps out of her rage. Krillin is right, these guys are monsters, at least as strong as Vegeta was. She bursts out of his arms to fly on her own, cooler heads prevailing. Back at the village, Frieza's flabbergasted. One of his elite soldiers just got maimed by some random woman in a stupid hat. And that short bald one too, they're not Namekians. What are they doing here? Are they after his Dragon Balls? As the dust settles after Dodoria's reckless retaliation, Frieza shouts, "Calm down, Dodoria, you're making a fool of yourself! Look, they're getting away!" He turns to Zarbon. "Go with Dodoria, don't allow them to play any more of their little tricks."
"Yes, Lord Frieza."
And with that, Dodoria and Zarbon rush off in pursuit of the Earthlings. Fortunately, the solar flare is just as effective against 2 targets as it is on 1, and Krillin and ฉิ:ʰᵃ are able to get themselves and Dende out of sight. So much for stopping their little tricks. The 2 thoroughly embarrassed henchmen zip around frantically looking for them, to no avail. Dodoria is about to blast the whole area to bits before Zarbon reprimands him for his temper. Lord Frieza may want those 2 interlopers alive for questioning after all.
"Besides, haven't you already made yourself look enough of an oaf?"
You fell for their tricks too, Zarbon.
They couldn't have gotten far with their speed. You search in that direction, I'll go this way.
So the 2 split up, inadvertently playing into the hands of a certain Saiyan prince. Yes, Vegeta's been here, doing what you'd expect, namely killing Qui with his newfound power. He waits until Dodoria is far enough away from Zarbon before flying in for the ambush. Everything's coming up Vegeta. Except he plays around with Dodoria just a little too much. By allowing him to fire off that desperate energy attack, Zarbon's been alerted to their location. Thinking it possible he's found the Earthlings, and wanting to once again remind him not to damage the merchandise, he flies over, only to see Vegeta, of all people, wrenching Dodoria's arms behind his back. He quickly flies in to save him, but Vegeta sees him coming and simply hurls the big lug in his direction, using his head like a battering ram in a very appropriate fashion. Zarbon is knocked back, and the 2 almost fall over themselves while Vegeta just stands there, quite proud of himself.
Well, if it isn't Frieza's #1 stooges, Curly and Moe. I thought Dodoria's missing hand was enough of a farce, but this is some real comedy.
"Vegeta,"
Zarbon growls, shoving Dodoria off of him.
What do you think you're doing? Something long overdue. I'm through playing flunky to Frieza now that eternal life is within my grasp.
Zarbon scoffs, but as Dodoria rights himself, panting, he snaps his head over to shout at him.
Hey, don't take him lightly. The scouter's reading was right. His battle power has grown.
"Beyond yours, maybe."
Rolling his eyes, he nevertheless smiles.
"Relax. Even if he were stronger than us, there's 1 of him and 2 of us. But I suppose you enjoy a doomed cause, since you're going up against Lord Frieza alone."
Go ahead and act tough. Your buddy here blew the big secret. Frieza's afraid of Saiyan potential. Allow me to show you that his fears weren't unfounded.
The three engage in battle, Dodoria and Zarbon against Vegeta. While the two may not always get along, they are quite effective as a unit. But still, Vegeta's new power after the battle on Earth puts him in a whole other league. Just when they think they have him cornered, he kicks Zarbon away and fires a blast that blows a hole through Dodoria. His body careens toward the ground, and Zarbon starts to sweat. But of course, he still has an ace up his sleeve. Convinced by his comrade's defeat to hold nothing back, he transforms, and the fight completely turns against the cocky Saiyan Prince, with bone-crunching action. While this battle is raging on, Krillin and Chi-Chi return to the cave with Dende in tow. Boxer is especially relieved to see them, since he could sense all that going on. Chi-Chi gives him a big hug. Bulma also has good news for them. Her dad's fixed Goku up with a high-tech spaceship that'll get him here in just 7 days. They all celebrate, though it's somewhat lost on Dende. After hearing more about who they are and why they're here, Dende informs them of Guru and the Dragon Ball at his place. Bulma figures if they can get just one Dragon Ball, at the very least, their enemies won't be able to get their wish. The prospect of Vegeta with eternal life. Ugh. That creep who did all those awful things to Dende's village hardly seems like a better alternative either. Krillin decides to fly with Dende to Guru's place, leaving the Reese family back at the cave. Chi-Chi and Boxer wish him good luck, especially with steering clear of the raging battle they can sense elsewhere on the planet. Speaking of, it's just about time for Vegeta to get planted like a vegetable. Right on the head. Zarbon claps the dust off his hands and calls it a day. He could retrieve Dodoria's body, but what would be the point? Even if he hasn't bled out by now, it'd take a full surgical ward and cybernetics to heal that kind of damage, not just a dip in the healing pod. He flies off, leaving Vegeta to crawl his way out of the lake and collapse on the ground, swearing his bloody revenge. Now, eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed something about this sequence of events. Vegeta never finds a Dragon Ball. There was no time between finding Dodoria and Zarbon for him to stumble upon that Namekian village. Instead, a Pule finds it first, and, thinking prudently, returns to report its location to Lord Frieza rather than risk fighting any of the Namekians himself. But while Vegeta may not have found that Dragon Ball, the Z-Fighters might yet still. While Chi-Chi is thanking Bulma for the helmet and telling her how it managed to cut through someone monstrously strong like Dodoria, Boxer's sitting around with the Dragon Radar, trying to ignore his mom's flirting with one another. Suddenly, he notices something. 5 of the Dragon Balls are together. Must be the ones that Scary Guy's collected so far. One Dragon Ball is far away, in the same direction Krillin and Dende flew. That'd be Guru's. But there's another Dragon Ball sitting by itself. And it's actually pretty close by, in the grand scheme of things. He calls his mothers over to point this out and asks if he could go and collect it really quick. Pretty please! He just wants to be helpful. It wouldn't take more than a few minutes, just there and back, just like that. Chi-Chi looks out in that direction and senses a lot of ki, relatively low power levels. Must be in the Namekian village, one that little creep hasn't found yet. She looks to Boxer's bright, hopeful eyes and smiles. Well, sure. It'd be good to warn those villagers about what's going on as well. Hey, what about me? Bulma asks. Mom can come, can't she, Mama? Boxer asks, looking up at her with those twinkling, hopeful eyes again. She did just imply it was safe. Before Chi-Chi can be completely guilt-tripped, Bulma walks over and leaps at her, absolutely certain that her wife will catch her. Which she does. Come on, what are you waiting for, Supergirl? Let's get that Dragon Ball! Chi-Chi blushes and laughs, acquiescing to their demands. Things quickly turn sour on the way there, however. Before they can reach the village, those key signatures start disappearing, one by one. Chi-Chi and Boxer both freeze, while Bulma just looks at the two, confused. They explain, someone's attacking the village. They're too late. Quickly, they shoot down to the ground, not wanting to draw any attention to themselves. They can only sense 2 soldiers at the village, but Chi-Chi knows one of them is the tyrant's bodyguard, and they don't want to get his attention again. However, as Boxer lands, he almost trips over something. He looks down to see Vegeta's head, face in the dirt, bleeding profusely. All 3 of them startle, unsure of whether to even believe what they're seeing. It had taken every last ounce of what they had to leave Vegeta looking like this back on Earth, yet just 2 of these new enemies were able to do this to him? They could barely sense his ki, that's just how badly beaten he was. As Chi-Chi's wife clings even tighter to her, she sneers down at the pitiful wretch. Good. Serves him right to die like this. Boxer is more considerate though. If those guys did this to Vegeta, they must not be his allies. Furthermore, he finds it difficult to derive any pleasure from seeing him like this. He looks so much more human, crumpled into a heap of bloody wounds and broken bones. Can we help him? Chi-Chi and Bulma both turn to the son with utter confusion. What? Boxer, do you know what you're saying? I do. Boxer tucks his chin shyly. I know he hurt us before, but it seems wrong to leave him like this. Mr. Goku didn't want to kill him before. Shouldn't we respect that? As Chi-Chi grimaces, cursing herself for raising such a charitable and good-hearted boy, he interjects. Also, we could interrogate him to find out more about these guys. And now Chi-Chi's grimacing at Bulma, wondering what television shows she's been letting him watch. Averting her eyes, Bulma clears her throat. That would be smart, and it's not as if he could pose any sort of threat in that condition. It'd take weeks for injuries like these to heal. Chi-Chi sighs, setting Bulma down. Boxer, you carry your mother. I don't want you catching any of this bad man's germs. Thanks, Mama, Boxer chirps in response, glad to provide something to the team. The trio fly back to base with no Dragon Balls, but up one Vegeta. Eventually, once they've defeated the Namekian warriors and retrieved the Dragon Ball, Zarbon lets Apule go back to the ship while he goes to confirm Vegeta's death. Only, of course, he finds nothing. He dives into the water, looks around every rock and corner, and comes up with zilch. This worries him a little. Could Vegeta have actually dragged himself away from that? Maybe he is as tough as he's pretending to be. He'll have to comb through the surrounding area for him. He curses their lack of scouters. This could take all week. By the time the 3 get back to the cave with Vegeta, they find Krillin waiting for them with the 1-star Dragon Ball. He'd been a little unnerved when he came back to find the place empty, but quickly sensed their power levels and waited patiently to reveal his good news. Not only did they have one of the Dragon Balls, creating a little bit of insurance against one of the baddies getting their wish granted, but this Guru guy has an amazing ability. He could try out Chi-Chi and Boxer's hidden powers and give them all a leg up against Vegeta. Then he realizes Chi-Chi is carrying Vegeta's body. He pauses, not really sure how to even ask. Boxer and Bulma explain while Chi-Chi drops him, less than gently, onto a futon. Krillin's really tempted to just take him out now, but he remembers what Goku had said. No, not that. Something about being the better person, or proving a point, or finding him later. Oh, he's lost it. Whatever. These two make a pretty good point too. Speaking of our homo hero, he's thrown himself into the thick of his training at 20 times gravity, motivated to become even stronger after last time wasn't enough against Vegeta. But then, who else should call him but King Kai, letting him know that some friends of his have arrived on his planet. Yamcha, Chiaotzu, Tien, and Piccolo. Goku immediately grins with excitement. He got to keep his body? That's great! Has he mentioned me?
Yeah, if you want, you can talk to him.
Goku giggles nervously like a girl at a slumber party. I mean, if he wants to... No. I need to stay focused on my training. Things are bad on Namek, King Kai. Goku goes on to explain to King Kai and his deceased friends how Vegeta and a bunch of other strong fighters had appeared looking for the Dragon Balls as well. King Kai hears him talking about a particularly fearsome one and uses his powers to confirm that, yes, he is talking about Frieza.
Goku, as soon as you get here, take your friends and go home!
King Kai shouts all of a sudden, much to the confusion and slight offense of those who they're trying to revive here.
I forbid you to fight Frieza under any circumstances!
Why? Is he strong? Is he cute?
He's... Well, I mean, he's kind of cute, I guess, if you're into that sort of... What am I saying? Do not fight him!
Piccolo interrupts King Kai's hysterics with a hand on his shoulder, speaking to Goku through his telepathy.
Enough chit-chat. Save some of that Frieza guy for me when I get wished back to life. Because when I am, I'm gonna be 10 times the warrior you were after this training.
Goku smiles ear to ear. A powerful new opponent, and Piccolo wants to fight him together? Maybe this situation isn't so bad after all. You know it, Piccolo. Looking forward to our rematch as well. Back on Namek, the group decides to send Chi-Chi and Boxer over to Guru's to get their potential unlocked, while Krillin sticks with Bulma and keeps an eye on the injured Vegeta. When the Saiyan finally comes to, he's quite irritated to see Krillin of all people looking down at him.
Am I dead? Is this a punishment for all the evil I've done? Seeing those wretched Earthlings again?
Krillin glares at him, unimpressed.
I wish, buddy.
The Vegeta's obviously reticent. Krillin and Bulma sort of hold all the cards here. They patched up his wounds, but he's far from fighting shape right now, and Krillin's feeling pretty good about that new power-up of his. In the end, he spills the beans on Frieza, who he is, what he's planning to wish for, and that his flunky Zarbon and Apule will surely be combing the planet for the remaining Dragon Balls by now. Oh, and they've probably called for reinforcements, but that'll take a few days. Though he might have hoped to unsettle them with that news, they're oddly unfazed.
Well, that's just fine,
Krillin says.
'Cause our reinforcements are also gonna be here soon. Goku.
He smirks as the prince's eyes widen. Yeah, that'll nettle him. Vegeta shouts that they're fools if they think Kakarot has any chance against Frieza or his elites. He couldn't even hang with Vegeta, and these guys are all far stronger than him. The fact that he's so forthcoming about it isn't lost on the two. It makes it slightly easier to trust what he's saying. Putting two and two together is Bulma, who suggests, well, why don't we just pool our resources together and fight Frieza as a team? Krillin is just as aghast as Vegeta in this moment. To work with an enemy like him? Piccolo is one thing, Vegeta is another entirely, and he's no more willing to entertain the idea than Krillin is. But Bulma insists they need each other right now. They don't have to get along, just cooperate. Or we could all just sit on our hands until Goku gets here. Your choice. Completely opposed to that prospect, Vegeta starts spitballing. He's noticed they have one of the Dragon Balls. Good, that's something they could use. If he takes their Dragon Ball to Frieza's ship and makes a big show of surrendering, that pompous fool will be too pleased to have immortality in his grasp to see through the ruse. He'll request that his wounds be treated while Frieza gathers the ball with the others. Then he's got this whole plan about breaking out of the healing pod and misdirecting Frieza so he can get the Dragon Balls. It's all very impressive. Krillin does not see the wisdom in handing the ball over to Vegeta. What if he does just switch sides and leave them holding the bag? Vegeta scoffs, protesting that he hates Frieza for what he's done to his race. The two come to learn a little more about him as he explains his long-standing grudge against the tyrant and his desire to be free. It allows them to appreciate his human side, Bulma more so than Krillin. Reluctantly, he admits that Vegeta's plan is pretty clever, but the timing would have to be tight if they want to nab the balls for themselves. He thinks he has a way to create a distraction, something that'll get Frieza off the ship for a short while. But the question is, who gets the wish?
Psst, remember, they don't know the Namekian Dragon Balls can grant 3 wishes yet.
After the charmer, Vegeta pipes up with,
Me, obviously. It's not like you can stop me.
Huh. Well, we could just kill you now. That'd stop you.
You don't have the guts. Besides, you need me to beat Frieza. If I'm not made immortal, you're all as good as dead.
I don't know what Goku saw in you.
The two bicker back and forth for a while until Bulma tires of playing spectator. Putting her foot down, she interjects. Here's the plan. We use the Namekian Dragon Balls to wish our friends back to life. That'll bring back Piccolo, which means Earth's Dragon Balls come back. Then we go to Earth, and you'll use our Dragon Balls to get your wish. Krillin's jaw drops. There's no way she's serious, is she? Vegeta, while initially mistrustful, comes to realize Bulma is being more or less honest about how these Dragon Balls function. Still, he has to point out,
Even if I believe you're telling the truth, how do you intend on escaping this planet before Frieza's killed us all for your harebrained wish? You're certainly not all squeezing into my space pod.
Goku, remember? She tilts her chin up confidently at him. He's coming with a ship that'll get us to Earth in just a week. Grumbling to himself, Vegeta relents. This is the best deal he's got. Plus, he can just betray them when it suits him to. Bulma, likewise, isn't really intending to follow through with giving him his wish, since an immortal Vegeta would be bad news bears for the Dragon Team, and probably the whole universe? If they're lucky, he'll get some perspective after working with them, and if they're not, well, Goku will be around by then. In any case, Vegeta still needs to heal up enough to even pull this off, just on the off chance that Frieza is less than generous with his former subordinate. All the while, Boxer and Chi-Chi are evading patrols as they slowly make their way to Guru's house. There was a close call with a Pule, but they managed to escape. Now for the heist of Frieza's Dragon Balls. The plan begins with a haggard Vegeta showing up at Frieza's ship with the Dragon Ball. Though it turns his stomach to do so, he puts on a big show of how, after that beating Zarbon gave him, he'd come to his senses and realized how foolish it had been to betray the great Lord Frieza. Though it had taken some time to get here in his sorry state, he hopes that the, Emperor of the Universe will accept this Dragon Ball he's found as a token of good faith. Frieza, who's always harbored something of an affection for Vegeta, like he's some little pet or something, is more than happy to accept this at face value. Oh, little Vegeta, how amusing this little rebellious phase of yours. But all good things must come to an end, I suppose. Oh, you silly, silly monkey, you. Vegeta hands over the ball, choking down his pride by telling himself it'll all be worth it once he gets his wish. He's able to convince the ecstatic Frieza to let him use the healing pod so that he may fully recover from his wounds. While Frieza's about to go play around with the balls, stop it, and see how they work, he spots something strange. A weird, bald little man in his ship. And it's not a Pule. It's one of those little aliens who'd embarrassed Dodoria so. He must be after the Dragon Balls as well. This would not do. As much as Frieza's content to sit around and do nothing, he's not above taking out the trash himself. Krillin sees Frieza coming and jets as fast as he can towards the exit, with Frieza giving chase, flying right past the second Krillin inside the ship. That's right, he's used the multiform technique to create a decoy Krillin. While Frieza's led on a wild space goose chase, that admittedly will sap Krillin of half his power when that clone inevitably explodes, he's in the position in the cockpit, alone with the Dragon Balls. Inside the healing pod, Vegeta senses Frieza being lured away and makes his move. He blows up the medical room and fires a blast at the wall to make it look like he's escaped. This sends Frieza even further afield, thinking he could easily catch Vegeta before he got far. That's Krillin's cue to now send all 7 Dragon Balls launching out of Frieza's cockpit window, completely unbeknownst to the tyrant. By the end of the operation, they've escaped into the water just as Frieza's realized what's going on. He then lampoons a just arriving Zarbon to get his Dragon Balls back now! He tries to protest that they should just wait until the new scouters have arrived, but the furious Frieza's in no mood for that, and so the henchman scurries off in the direction they were thrown. While all this is going on, Chi-Chi and Boxer make it to Guru's. They're relieved to see Frieza and his men hadn't found the place, though Nail mentions there was one soldier who foolishly demanded they hand over their Dragon Ball. He made quick work of him, however. Rest in peace, Pule. While they're getting their powers unlocked, Vegeta and Krillin have assembled all 7 Dragon Balls a safe distance away from Zarbon. Predictably, Vegeta is planning to steal the wish for himself, but as he doesn't know how to make the things go, he stands back, arms folded, waiting for Krillin to summon the dragon. However, when he calls forth the Shenron, nothing happens. No Rise, Dragon, or Open Sesame seems to work. The balls just sit there. Vegeta's jaw hangs open. All that chicanery, and they don't even work? Krillin, on the other hand, takes a guess that the Namekians might know what's going on, and he just happens to know where the last three on the planet are hiding. The two stash their Dragon Ball somewhere inconspicuous before flying to Guru's as fast as they can. So fast that they happen to catch the eye of a panicked Zarbon in the distance, who chases after them. Noticing this, Vegeta smirks to himself. He hasn't forgotten the payback he owes him. With his new Zenkai boost, he's sure he'll make quick work of him. But then, as he sizes Zarbon up, he notices something. 5 power levels approaching the planet. What in the world could that... Then he realizes. The reinforcements. The Ginyu Force. They do not have time to waste on Zarbon. Without a second thought, he turns around and fires a massive beam attack, completely obliterating the man before he'd even had a chance to transform. Krillin stopped, stunned and horrified to realize what Vegeta was capable of now, before the prince just screamed,
Go! We need that damn wish now!
Finally, they rendezvous with Chi-Chi and Boxer, who are shocked to see Vegeta up and at him so soon. Before they can question what sort of arrangement this is, the Saiyan demands that Nail tell them how to summon the dragon, so that he can become immortal.
Hey, Krillin says, we had a deal.
I've altered the deal! We're about to be in dire straits once the Ginyu Force gets here.
Just as everyone there takes notice of the approaching power levels, Nail interjects, explaining that the Dragon Balls can grant 3 wishes, so there's no need to bicker over them. They'd all celebrate over this, if it weren't for the sense of impending doom hanging over the proceedings. While Nail is happy to share the password, there's really no time for a language lesson right now, and he can't come with them since that would leave Guru vulnerable, right as new soldiers are arriving too. Surprisingly, Guru volunteers Dende for the job. After having his healing powers unlocked, he decides it's the least he can do for the Earthlings, who saved his life after all. As quickly as they can, the 5 of them fly off to the Dragon Balls. But it's no good. The Guineas beat them there.
This is the fastest in the universe we're talking about here.
Ginyu swipes the Dragon Balls right out from under them and flies off to Frieza, who, incidentally, is going to be quite peeved when he learns the exact same thing Krillin and Vegeta just did about the password. This leaves µ, Burter, Jace, and Goldo to split the remaining fighters among themselves. Krillin is still pretty worn out from using the multiform technique, but never fear, Chi-Chi is here. She's more than prepared to step up to protect her son, who himself is prepared to protect his mother. Quite the tag team. Goldo is immediately overwhelmed by the powers of the awakened Chi-Chi and Boxer, to the point he's forced to use his time stop just to avoid their attacks. Eventually, he resorts to his psionic powers, freezing the 2 of them in place. Krillin is just about to rush in, stamina be damned, but fortunately, Bulma made sure Chi-Chi's helmet was voice activated. Yeah, the results were pretty gruesome. But hey, this is her baby boy we're talking about. She'd behead 1,000 men before letting any harm come to him. From the sidelines, Vegeta is rather impressed, actually.
That Bulma woman sure knows how to pick them.
Unfortunately, that means we've arrived at the µ section of this fight, which goes about as well for Vegeta as it does in canon. Chi-Chi tries to help all on her own, insistent that Boxer take a step back and leave this brute to the adults. But she can't stop him from leaping in and tackling Vegeta out of the way of an energy blast. He's not the type to just stand there and watch someone suffer. There's still plenty of suffering to go around before it's all over though. Vegeta, Chi-Chi, even Krillin gives it a try. All of them are crushed before µ's unrelenting offense. From the ground, Chi-Chi watches helplessly as Boxer tries to stand up to him. It seems he's prepared to deliver the finishing blow, but then Goku shows up. Geez, about time, it's your what if. His first order of business is to tend to his friends. Senzu beans for everyone! Even Vegeta, who Goku's quite chuffed to see fighting on their side. Perhaps he might just be turning over a new leaf after all. Boy, wouldn't it be fun to rub Krillin's nose in that one. He brushes the thought aside. No more distractions. He has to take care of these soldiers. Naturally, he takes µ out with a single punch, much to the shock and awe of everyone. In particular, Vegeta starts to suspect that his recent rival has surpassed the limits of an ordinary Saiyan power. Could this utter buffoon be a Super Saiyan? Having read Krillin's mind to catch up to the situation, Goku tells him, Chi-Chi, Boxer, and Dende to go after the Dragon Balls and get them away from Frieza's ship, while he and Vegeta deal with the Ginyus. Our Goku has noticed that there's 2 enemies left on the opposing team, and 2 fighters here, him and Vegeta. So he propositions the other Saiyan.
Hey, Jeets, what do you say we take these guys on as a team?
Vegeta scoffs.
Just don't get in my way.
Goku's heart is all aflutter. He is so winning him over. But just as the others have flown far enough away and Burter and Jace are asking each other how the hell that guy just beat Raccoon like that, Vegeta, well, he cuts and runs.
As if I'd ever throw my lot in with an idiot like you! So long, Kakarot!
Goku looks up as Vegeta flies away, that dirty dog. But he can't seem to muster any anger. Only sad resignation. Bye! See you later! I should have called him Cheats. What was I thinking? Meanwhile, Burter and Jace are just shaking their heads. Typical Vegeta, Jace says, arms crossed disapprovingly. Goku looks over at them.
What, have you guys, I mean, is that normal for him? I mean, when I met him, he was trying to kill me. I thought it was just, his work.
Oh yeah, no, Vegeta's an asshole. We've all known everyone's always known about it.
Burter slaps his hand up against his palm.
That man is scum! That man is scum! You deserve better! Everything in his life is always him. It's his pride, or his planet got destroyed, or his power level. It's all about him, and I just don't know how you're supposed to fit in his life. I don't know how you're going to fit in, so honey, I would just stay clear of that guy. And I get it, the short guy with the crazy hair, I get it, right? But with Vegeta, it's a no-go, it's a non-starter.
What? Jake says about that last part.
I mean, I just thought, maybe if we were on the same side of things, common enemy, no offense.
None taken.
Yeah, none taken.
Well, we could be we could see the good sides of each other, but I guess he's just, he's like that even with coworkers?
Oh, yeah, mate. You should have heard the things he was said about Goldo. God rest his soul.
God rest his soul, God. Yeah, just because he's smaller than him, right? Just because he's smaller, hey, this guy is a major. He's elite. He's a commissioned officer. You gotta give some fucking respect, okay, to Goldo. He's a higher rank than you. He's been doing this longer than you. Just because you're a little taller than him, you think you could just demean him and treat him like this? He's just angry. He's angry at the world. He's angry at something. He's angry at himself, probably. He's got no outlet, so he just lashes out at people. That's just me. That's just my opinion. That's armchair psychology. It's not my freaking job to solve his problems. I'm not his freaking therapist. Don't be his freaking therapist, honey. Just don't even fucking bother trying to crack that one open. Just say you're not gonna be a therapist. Just say you're not gonna be a therapist.
Okay, I'm not gonna be a therapist. I got it.
Yeah, okay, good. Oh my God, I can't imagine the lost time. The wasted time of even trying to freaking solve this guy's problems. It's just freaking God, he just pisses me off. He just pisses me off, to be honest.
Yeah, it was just a dumb crush. I don't even know what I was thinking. It's not like there's not another guy. I really don't need to be
Oh, another guy, huh? Yeah? You gonna tell a little bit about that one, huh?
I mean...
Oh, don't be shy. Yeah, we're just riffing here. He's,
he's a Namekian.
Oh, yeah, yikes. That's, they are not doing so hot right now.
Yeah, he is actually dead right now. Unrelated. Different situation, different planet. That's actually why we're here right now, because to bring him back and all our friends who that other guy there with Vegeta, who Nappa, he killed them.
Oh, with the Dragon Balls. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, didn't even think about that. Yeah, I guess they could do that. Pretty useful, those things, eh?
Yeah, oh man, they're a lifesaver. The point is, I'll see him when I see him, and apparently, I've been hearing some good things about him, he's pretty good to my friend's kids, so, wasn't bargaining on that, good with kids, right?
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. No, that's really great. Wow. Ah, man. Now you're making me think about Nappa. Whatever happened to that guy? Where is he?
Vegeta killed him.
What?
Why am I not even surprised? Why am I not even surprised?
Oh, my God. This guy. I'm telling you. Basket case. Basket case. Oh, God. That guy was so hot, too.
Oh no, it's a real shame. I'm sorry. Were you close?
I mean, no, we never talked or anything. I appreciate what he had going on,
Yeah, he was kind of a prick too, but come on, mate. That's your boy. Don't execute your boy. How would it look with the kitten off Raccoon out of nowhere? Hey, by the way, did you kill Raccoon? No, why would I? He's no threat anymore. I just knocked him out.
Wow, you are a peach. I know we've talked, but I'm just saying it again. That man does not deserve you. Nuh-uh. You are so nice.
Thanks. I appreciate you guys telling me all this too. Never had much luck with relationships before, so thanks for the wake-up call.
Absolutely, no problem. Don't even mention it.
Man, it is so sad that we have to kill you now, because we were going to Space Chili's after this, and we would have loved to treat you to dinner and just, dish about all this, We've got a really chill chemistry going on here.
Hey, we could go. You're not gonna kill me.
Yeah, it's nice to believe that. Hope you see your boyfriend when we send you to hell.
We're not really...
And so the fight began. Goku swiftly defeated them with one wicked blow, sure as not to kill them. He kinda wanted that Space Chili's. Krillin, Chi-Chi, and Boxer arrive at Frieza's ship, having approached on foot so they wouldn't be detected on their shiny new scouters. They're currently puzzling at how to get the Dragon Balls away from Captain Ginyu, who's just idly posing around them. Boxer comes up with an idea. Just like the plan with Frieza, they could use misdirection. If Krillin uses the solar flare and Chi-Chi destroys the scouter on his face, then Boxer could use his awakened power to fly in, grab the ball, and bang! They're out of there. With any luck, Ginyu will take the bait, leaving the rest of the balls right for the taking. And if he doesn't, well, they still stop Frieza from having all 7. That's worth something. Chi-Chi has some issues with the plan. Namely the part where her son plays keep away with one of these monsters. But he convinces her the whole point is for him to avoid a fight. They'll figure out some way to shake him off. Meanwhile, Vegeta is peeking around his own corner, looking over their shoulders while they look over Ginyu. Though he's certain that he's stronger after that beating from Raccoon, he's still wary of the captain. It's best that he waits for the Earthlings to do something stupid before making his own move. And something stupid they do. Boxer's plan seems to go off without a hitch until, Ginyu just doesn't take the bait. He's far too savvy to risk 6 balls to chase after just 1, and his reflexes are so good that even without seeing, he's able to tell where Chi-Chi's blasted his scouter from, and retorts with a milky cannon, sending her flying from the explosion. Krillin, realizing his friend's in trouble, tries to charge a destructo disc to cut the blinded Ginyu in half, but it's no use. He regains his vision in time to dodge, and now has both of them in his sights. That wasn't a bad trick at all, but your teamwork is lacking. Perhaps you should practice your fighting poses to build synchronicity. Sensing the huge blow that his mother just sustained, Boxer screeches to a halt in midair. Against his own advice, he tosses the Dragon Ball aside and rushes back to help her. And so begins the hectic battle, the 3 Earthlings versus Frieza's strongest soldier. They are hugely outmatched against him, but Vegeta's still waiting in the wings, weighing his options. He could just let them die here. He wouldn't have to split the wishes with them that way, but after they tended to his wounds, after duping Frieza and fighting the Ginyus together, loath as he is to admit it, Vegeta's formed some kind of camaraderie with them. United, they might actually be able to defeat the stronger foe. Ultimately, he enters the fray by saving Boxer from an energy blast. A little payback from when he'd done the same for him earlier. They're actually relieved to see Vegeta's arrival, so much so that they don't question what happened with Goku. They have more pressing concerns. Even against 4 opponents, Ginyu is still holding his ground. The likes of Vegeta and Boxer are able to surprise him every now and then, but he didn't make captain by crumbling at the first sign of trouble. Still, these Saiyans, Lord Frieza was right to be fearful of their potential. Just as he's about to do away with Boxer, someone grabs his hand. It's Goku, having non-lethally dispatched Jason Burter, something which comes as a great surprise to their captain. Goku tells his friends, and Vegeta, to stand back and leave this one to him as well. He doesn't want any of them in harm's way any longer. In the battle, Ginyu quickly surmises the difference between their powers, even without a scouter. Though he seems to have the upper hand at first, this Saiyan displays more of their freakish potential, exponentially increasing his power through some kind of transformation? He's not sure what to make of the Kaioken. He's only sure of one thing. He can't match it. Well, if you can't beat him, steal their body. Goku's offers of mercy make for the perfect opening for Ginyu to perform his body swap technique, leaving our hero quite dismayed.
Ugh, how am I supposed to hit the town looking like this?
Ginyu, in Goku's body, is insulted at this suggestion. I'll have you know I got a lot of mileage out of that body. Well, now it's time for Vegeta to get a lot of mileage out of it by pounding Ginyu Goku, stop it, much to Goku Ginyu's conflicting emotions. Ginyu is actually losing handily to Vegeta now that he's in Goku's body, since, he has no idea how to tap into his power properly. What he'd mistaken for a latent ability was the product of keen and disciplined training that he doesn't have the faintest idea of. All the while, Vegeta is having a ball, laughing maniacally as he takes his frustrations out on Goku's body. Stop it! Watching on, Krillin and the others are just as conflicted as Goku, for different reasons. On the one hand, none of them are eager to go up against Vegeta. They're meant to be on the same side now. But if they don't stop him, he could destroy Goku's body. But if they jump in to defend, they'll also be helping the enemy of Ginyu. Chi-Chi shouts for Vegeta to leave him alive so they can force him to reverse his technique. But the prince doesn't dignify with a response, continually drilling his fist into Goku's guts. Stop it. Eventually, it's all her temper can stand, so she shoots up into the sky between the pair.
Don't think you can betray us like this. He saved us from that monster, and yet you're still holding this grudge against him?
Vegeta clenches his fists.
Out of the way, woman! This isn't your precious Kakarot!
It's still Goku's body, and we aren't going to let you—
Before Chi-Chi can finish, she senses something behind her. Whipping around, she sees Goku's body in that same stance from earlier, glowing with energy. He used the momentary distraction to prepare another body swap, with Vegeta this time. Goku, however, has been waiting for his opening. He barges into Vegeta, knocking the prince out of harm's way and setting things right as he and Ginyu are sent back to their original bodies, in a less than ideal condition. Sapped of its energy and thoroughly battered by Vegeta's onslaught, Goku's body collapses. Chi-Chi catches him though, and supports him upright with Krillin. Both of them, along with Boxer and Vegeta, turn to the panicked Captain Ginyu. Backed into a corner, he tries one more time to get Vegeta, only to find a frog thrown into the path of the beam by Goku. So long, Ginyu Force. We hardly knew ye. I mean, they're all still alive, technically. Except for Guldo. Poor Guldo. A weary Goku smiles up to Vegeta.
Gee, thanks for letting your guard down. If you didn't try that, you probably would have just killed him along with my body, huh?
Vegeta scoffs, crossing his arms.
I'm not an idiot. It was just a matter of getting the toothpaste out of the tube, by beating the living daylights out of it.
Chi-Chi looks skeptically at him. Well, you certainly enjoyed yourself like you were killing Goku.
It wouldn't have been a real victory anyway, not with that wretch in his body. When I defeat you, Kakarot, it'll be more than your body that's broken. I'll crush that naive, soft-hearted spirit of yours under my boot.
While this normally would have excited Goku, after that talk with Burter and Jace, his heart just isn't in it here. He closes his eyes and sighs. Krillin, of all people, is confused. This feels like the moment Goku would be twirling his hair and giggling boyishly. Had something happened? Had he come to his senses? Still, Goku makes sure to be polite towards him. Well, in any case, thanks for protecting them. The prince pauses for a moment, as if he's really never heard an earnest thank you before. Then, just as quickly, he's brushed it off.
Enough talk. You're going to be no use to us like this. Come on, I'll show you to the healing pod.
And that is where we're going to be leaving things off for now. So, what do you guys think of these developments? Is all hope lost for ʰᵗᵃᵃ after the sobering revelations of Burter and Chase? Is Pikoku still endgame? Is Frieza really as cute as King Kai said? Oh, and are they gonna beat him or whatever? Leave a comment down below and let's get this discussion going. And I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later! I think Goku and his family were all very happy. Oh no, I'm sad. I'm sad about it. Oh no. I just can't do it anymore. I can't face them. I can't top myself.
I simply can't go on.
How can I do better than Raditz turning good of a sham?
It's all nothing.
I like how I don't even explain who Boxer is. That's kind of an oversight. Watch the other episodes.
What's the other episodes? Why are you jumping in to the middle?
What's wrong with
watch
you?
The rest.
What's your problem?
What's the problem?
What the fuck is wrong with you? We're showing him on
You
screen.
can't do anything right.
You can see who it is. We're showing him on screen. He's right there.
You can tell. You can make an educated guess. If you can't
Make
see
a
it,
guess.
It's
Figure it out.
It's go on.
I'm not here to spoon feed you people. I'm creating art. They spot not one, but 2 pods. 2. They're going to spot 2 of them. Goodness. Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
What the fuck? Goku, you gay son of a bitch. Get over there.
Goku, you gay son of a bitch! Where are you? Goku, you flaming queen! Get over here!
It's Krillin in the fucking Krillin in the Saiyan saga getting everyone's dying. Krillin versus the Ginyu Force.
Where the fuck is that homo?
Their first instinct is to climb right back into that ship and get out of jobs? They're out of job. Oh, the economy on Namek is horrible. The only job is a Jisa farmer and village fool.
I think it'd be best if... Krillin!
I'm gonna go on like a Bart Simpson rampage one of these days. I'm gonna go Donkey Kong King Kong crazy in about 45 days. I'm Boxa, and my mom lets me watch Breaking Bad every night.
That's the real difference.
Walter White is so cool. He's awesome because he's a scientist, like Grandpa.
I can't wait till I grow my wizard's beard. Then I'll really start making what ifs. You won't believe the stuff I'll cook up.
Change the world.
No, finally I have the power to change everything. Next year we invest in the VTuber setup. 3D MasakoX model.
Maybe you should do old Pete's voice for tutorial.
I think that'd be funny.
But no, let's not be so silly. Oh, what a silly thought. Sees him, just he sees him. He uses his eyeballs, actually. He sees him with his eyes, sorry.
He sees him with his
I've seen it with my eyeballs.
He actually smells him.
With my eyeballs.
I could smell your perfume a mile away, Denoya. Someone,
You're stench.
I'm just killing everyone. Yay! Yay! I'm so happy. Go ahead and act fucked.
Unfortunately, this is not the ʰᵗᵃᵃ timeline.
Hey, you're finally awake. You were trying to collect the Dragon Balls, weren't you? Got flanked by that Zarbon ambush. Like me and the Namekian over there.
I'm such a diva. How do you work with me?